Around 6:30 I received a call from the hospital. They are like, the test that we took, the results are not good, so please come to the hospital and come prepared for admission. I was assigned a room because they said they need to monitor me for some time before they decide whether to discharge me and give me another appointment for next week, or induce labor, or do a C-section. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Irene Kadhambi, and yeah, today I'm making this video from a hospital bed, though honestly I don't feel sick at all. But yeah, it's April 1st. I came to the hospital for the regular maternity checkup. Today was supposed to be my last appointment because I'm due in like 3 weeks. Today I'm 37 weeks plus 5. So my last appointment was on March 1st, where the midwife was alarmed by my weight gain because I weighed 52 kgs before pregnancy, and by March 1st I weighed 70. So she was so alarmed and she was like, you need to control your portions and make sure you don't add too much more weight. She was like, you can't add 10 more. So from then I started portion control, food portion control, and that week I walked a lot. I think, no, the second week of March I tried to walk a lot, to burn some calories so that I don't add any more weight. And then that's when my feet started really swelling, like really bad, and I had to stop. I decided to just rely on the portion control. I had intended to start doing yoga, but I kept procrastinating on it, never did it. Yes, and then when on that March 1st she had prescribed the tests, the blood test, the last set of blood tests. I had them taken, and now I came with the results today, and now it was a new midwife. She was together with a student. They checked the results and they were like, yeah, the thyroid tests are not good. Like, they show that I have hyperthyroidism. So that was one. And then the next thing is the blood pressure. Like, my blood pressure is very high even now. They had to check it like 3 times, and they were like, no, this is not normal. So they asked me if I'm stressed. Honestly, I'm not stressed at all. So they sent me to the lab for some more blood tests and gave me an appointment, another appointment for April 7th. Yeah, so I went to the lab just here at the hospital immediately after I left the midwife's place, and they did the test and I went home. So I went home. I got home around 3. I was hungry, took my late lunch, trying to watch a series, and then dozed off while I was watching. And then around 6:30 I received a call from the hospital. They are like, the test that we took, the results are not good, so please come to the hospital and come prepared for admission. I'm like, okay. So I think yeah, I didn't even know what to prepare. Out of that confusion, I only picked a dira, some lotion, a dress. Yeah, I didn't even remember to bring a toothbrush or toothpaste. Or I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, I should have brought my maternity bag that I've already packed, because it has all those things. So anyway, I came, and For the first like 1 hour, they monitored the baby's heartbeat plus my blood pressure, plus contractions. Funny enough, it shows that I'm having contractions, but I'm not feeling them. And during earlier in the afternoon when I was here, the midwife checked my cervix and said that it's still closed, so I can't feel any contractions, but the monitor was showing that there are some contractions. So after that, they did another ultrasound, and the ultrasound shows that everything is okay. Like I have enough amniotic fluid, the baby's head, and everything is fine. I was assigned a room because they said they need to monitor me for some time before they decide whether to discharge me and give me another appointment for next week, or induce labor, or do a C-section. I'm really hoping it will not get to C-section. If it's inducing labor, it's okay because my baby is all grown now. Like he's not premature at that 7 weeks, is mature enough. Yeah, so I'm just waiting to see what they say. I've been given some containers like to pee. Like I've been told every time I need to pee, I pour it in that container, and they need to monitor that for 24 hours because they are saying that they can, like my urine has a lot, shows that there's a lot of protein. So those are 3 things, like a lot of protein in the urine, the high blood pressure, and the thyroid issue. And they are saying they think it's preeclampsia. And I remember when my feet started swelling and I googled about it, I saw that as one causes of the swollen feet, but then I ignored it. And then again, I don't know if actually it's very visible. You can see my face. My face looks so puffy, you see. Like there's a time I could wake up and I could feel like this part, like it was shaking, but I didn't take it seriously. I was like, hey, my face is fattening because of the pregnancy. And then also my fingers, there's a time in February when one day I woke up and my fingers were, I don't know, they felt tired. So they felt kind of numb, and I decided to dip them into hot water. So I took a bath and soaked my hands in hot water, and then went to bed. And by the next day they were feeling much better. But from there, every time I wake up in the morning, they feel kind of numb, and I have to do this like for a couple of minutes before, you know, they get back to normal. So apart from the numb fingers, the swollen feet, and the puffy face, I've been feeling quite okay. Like, and I was able to do everything as usual, though from, let's say, Saturday, I've been struggling with insomnia until the day before yesterday. That night I slept so well, and yesterday I woke up feeling so energetic. I washed my hair, put it into these twists, and today again I woke up feeling so energetic. I finished up packing my hospital bags, then came here to the hospital. You know, like I was in a very good mood. I didn't expect things to turn the way they have turned, but I'm praying and hoping that everything is well. Listening to worship music, you know, to keep me calm, and affirming myself, telling myself that we have to be okay, me and my baby. Like, we have no choice, both of us have to be okay. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on what is happening, but so far what I'm learning is not to ignore anything. Like, if you see anything abnormal, even though people do have swollen feet during pregnancy, right? But I think it's good to go to see a doctor, and they do the checkups and rule out any problem. I wish I hadn't done that, but yeah, thank God it's not late. So yeah, I'll spend the night here, and then I'll keep updating you guys on how everything is going. Yeah. So today is April 3rd on Sunday. I'm still at the hospital. I didn't talk to you yesterday because I didn't feel like I had the energy to touch the camera, or I didn't really feel like touching the camera. So a quick update. I'm having a contraction. Yesterday around midday the doctor came and she was like, there's no point of us waiting until the situation gets worse to take action. So she said I should be induced. I was induced around 4-5 in the evening. They induced with, I don't remember the name of the medicine that they use, but it's something that is inserted in the vagina, and it has a string just like a tampon does. So they insert it in there, and then when need be they just pull it to remove it. So contractions started shortly after, and at the beginning they were okay because I would get like 2 contractions every 3 minutes. And yeah, they monitored again after putting that thing in. I was monitored again for like 2 hours, then was released to come back to my room because they do all those things in the delivery room. Then around 8 the contractions became so painful and so frequent. Like I was getting like 6 contractions in 5 minutes, and they said that's a lot, like it's abnormal. So they had to pull out that inducing thing, and then since the pain was still too much, gave me painkiller. So yeah, once they administered that, I slept really well. Woke up in the morning. Last night I spent the night in the delivery room, and it wasn't so bad. It wasn't nice because my baby didn't to sleep seated on a chair. That wasn't nice. Like this morning he was so tired, and I was like, go home and sleep, because he arrived here yesterday at 2 actually almost 3 a.m. and then he slept up to around 8 when now they started coming in for the checkups, blah blah blah. We couldn't sleep anymore. So during the day, no sleeping, he was up and down going to pick the bags, blah blah blah, and then he ends up sleeping a whole night seated. So I released him. I told him to go home and get some rest. He's at home even now. Right now it's around 1:20. So what was I saying before that? Oh yeah, I spent the night in the delivery room, and then in the morning they came again. By the way, last night I didn't dilate at all, even after having that induction and having all those contractions. I didn't dilate. So this morning they came, checked me, and I dilated 1 centimeter, and so they monitored me again, and they decided to use another method of induction. So they used something that's saying it's gel-like, and it was in a syringe. So they just pump it into the vagina. They did that around 3 hours ago, and then I was monitored for 2 hours, and then released to come to my room. So that's where I am right now. The midwife will come again at around 5 to check how much I've dilated. Hopefully I will have dilated more. Yeah, now I just took my lunch. I want to try and walk along the corridor and see. I hear walking does help, want to dilate faster. So I want to walk along the corridor and see. And you guys, my feet are still so swollen. Yeah, they're swollen. Even my hands look swollen. I also feel so heavy, like I've never felt like this before. Yeah, but anyway, I hope this induction will work fast because they say that it can even take days. Anyways, that's the update so far, and maybe I'm going to show you how a typical room looks like here in the maternity wing in the hospital where I am. So this is the door, and when you come in, the first thing is the toilet and the bathroom. So the toilet and the shower. This is my urine. Like on Friday night I was trying to pee while putting everything in there for 24 hours. I'm not doing that anymore. I have no idea why they have not picked it. Then you have a sink. These are my stuff and a mirror. And then this is the what is it called, the table that I use for food. We have a sink here and some drawers, a bin. This is a wardrobe where you can put your stuff. This suitcase wouldn't fit in there. We have a chair, and we have this one converts into a bed. That's where the baby daddy is sleeping. And then the bed and whatever stuff they are using to monitor me whenever they monitor me while I'm here. Also there is a TV. So that's how the room looks like. I really like it in here. I love that unlike back home where you are all put in one ward, here you're given your private room, because I know in Kenya this one, unless you choose to go to the private wing, which is very expensive, then yep. And you guys, I'm not paying anything. All this is catered for by the government 100%. So yeah, that's the update. I will keep updating you guys whenever I can. So hey you guys, so I'm here to give you an update. Today is Thursday the 7th, and I think I talked to you lastly on Sunday the 3rd. Yeah, well, I think the last thing I was talking about is being induced. So yeah, whatever they had given me to induce on Sunday, like it was giving me, I had contractions, yes, but they were mild. They were not even painful at all. So around 4 they decided to add another dose of the same, and yeah, that's where things you know, got real. So they added another dose around 4, and now the contractions started becoming painful, and from 4 to around 10 p.m. I had still dilated 1 centimeter. They were saying it was a better 1 centimeter. Like maybe, you know, maybe the other one was just, you know, just exactly 1 centimeter or not there yet, and this one was a little bit looser. So I was like, man, yeah, this is gonna take forever, and I was in so much pain. So there's nothing they could do, no painkillers, no nothing. I could not get epidural until I dilate 3 centimeters. So yeah, so around midnight, they said it was between 1 and 2, and I'm like, why is this thing, you know, why am I not dilating? Like, why is it so slow? And the minute explained to me, I was like, for some women it's like that, like the start is so hard. And you know, like, remember I was induced when my cervix was fully closed. I think that's why it was taking so long. So by this time I was in pain, excess pain, and they advised I could go sit under the shower, and the hot water would help ease the pain, but still it wasn't helping that much. It was helping a bit, and there's a time I sat there even for almost an hour, but by the time the 1 hour was gone, like the whole room was filled with steam, because I'd opened the bathroom door too, and now I would feel like I'm not breathing, and it's like I'm feeling so weak. Then around midnight, they said that it was a better 1 centimeter, like it's a bit loose. Like Yeah, so still nothing that the midwife could do. She said maybe she can give me the bathing ball, and I just wish she had given me that damn thing earlier. So she brought it and she was like, just sit on it and swing left to right, left to right. Yeah. I took it, and as I was doing whatever she said, I decided to just search on YouTube, like how can I use this thing to dilate faster. So I came across this video where this lady was showing 4 ways that she uses the bathing ball to accelerate labor, and I did those exercises, and honestly I think that water really helped. I did them like, I think for like 1 hour. There were 4 exercises, so 15 minutes each. Then I started like the pain became even way worse, and now I was even feeling sick. Like I felt like vomiting, like diarrheaing. So I went to the toilet, and at that point I was diarrheaing and vomiting at the same time. And from there it became like, once I take even water, I'll just vomit it. And I was now getting scared, like maybe by the time it gets to pushing, I'll be so weak to push. But I decided not to focus on that and focus on dilating. So when the pain became too much, I left the ball, went into the shower, sat there again, and it helped a bit, relieve the pain. Then from there I went to the ball again, and I started feeling sick. I was like, no. So I went to bed, lied there, and focused on breathing, how I had learned during the birth preparation classes. Then it got worse. I got back to the ball. It was like a cycle, and at some point I started bleeding. So around 2 a.m. I started bleeding, and the midwife was like, yeah, it's normal, there's no problem with that. But now, no, it was the bleeding. Yeah, at 2 a.m. I started bleeding. So she came, she said it's normal, and she gave me a pad to wear, blah blah blah, and left. By this time she was saying that I dilated between 1 and 2 centimeters. Yeah, it was taking that long. Then I tried and continued with my cycle for another 2 hours, trying to manage the pain. And then around 4 I couldn't take it anymore. I dialed this damn thing. They provide this thing where when you need them you dial the red. So I would try to push myself and go for like 2 hours. Then after 2 hours I push it, and I'm like, I can't take it any longer. So at 4 a.m. Now it was a different one. She came and she examined me, and she was like, 4 centimeters. I was like, oh, thank God. So I was taken to the delivery room, and that was actually around 4:30, and they gave me the epidural. I was given the epidural around 5:30. It took like 1 hour after the dilation, because the anesthetist had to prepare. He was already working on another patient, so blah blah blah. All that took like another 1 hour. I got the epidural, and yeah, that thing is a lifesaver, because you just become numb, and I didn't feel anything after that. I was just talking, and yeah, until when I gave birth. So I got the epidural around 5:30, and by around 9 I had dilated still 4. Actually they said 3, and I was like, okay, the other midwife said 4, and now it's 3, because now there was another one for the day. So she was like, it's 3. I'm like, what's happening here? Are we going backwards? But no, I wasn't worried, because I have the epidural. Now they were explaining, they're like, okay, we will keep monitoring the contractions and the baby's heartbeat, and if we detect anything abnormal with the baby's heartbeat, then we might go for C-section. And I remember at one point they noticed that like the baby's heartbeat was fluctuating a lot, so they decided to monitor even the oxygen in his brain, which was perfect. Yeah, that was around 9 or 8, something like that. I can't remember well. Then about an hour or 2, no, I think that was around 8, because around 2 hours later they came, checked, and they were like fully dilated. I was like, thank you, Jesus. So So around 10 I was fully dilated. Like I went from that 3, 4 to 10 within 2 hours. And now it was time to push, but then they were not in a hurry. They were like, let's give the baby some time before you push. So some minutes to 11, the epidural, like it needed to be whatever, like it was running out, so it needed to be added some more. And they were like, okay, since you're fully dilated, maybe you don't need some more. Let's see, you just try to push and then we see if you need some more or not. And at this point they are not even fully prepared. Like they have the table and everything there, and you know, my legs moreover, like I'm in that position, but they are not even wearing gloves or the apron. So they're like, okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, go, push. And then I had stop, the baby was coming out. So I had to stop for them to prepare themselves, and then with the next push, he was out. Like everything happened so fast. So my baby was born at 11:01 on Monday, 4th of April. Yeah, weighing 2.74 kgs. He is doing well. Myself, my blood pressure was kind of stabilizing, though right now she took it and it's like it's going high again. And funny enough is I don't feel sick or anything. I feel okay, only that my feet are still swollen. So my feet are still swollen. I'm wearing the compression socks, but they're saying once I go home where I can move around, at least they will get better. So that's the only thing. And they've kept tabs here. Just that day in France, they keep you at the hospital for a minimum of 3 days for monitoring. So it has been, you know, checking the baby, how his weight is like, because once the baby is born, they say that the weight declines because he's losing some of the water, and then it will start increasing. So if the weight continues decreasing, they don't discharge you. But now today, like yesterday was the day on Tuesday we had a decline, Wednesday a decline, and then today it was an increase. So they said we are ready to go home. We had a doctor check him on Tuesday and said everything was okay. Then today he came and checked him again, said that he had jaundice, and they need to do some blood tests to see if he needs to be put under blue light, and I've just received the results that it's normal. So we are good to go home as long as the weight doesn't decline tomorrow. Like it needs to stabilize or continue increasing. I'm really praying for that because I'm really tired of staying in this hospital bed, and I hope my blood pressure too will not be, you know, a big deal, because they have been monitoring it. And yeah, so they have actually monitored the blood pressure right now, and say that we'll do it again at night before I sleep, and then again tomorrow morning before I leave. I hope it will stabilize fully. Yeah, so that's the update, my little guys here. So yeah guys, that will be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.